Hey guys, Jerry here with Northwest Open Season, and today I'm going to show you how I normally cook my salmon or steelhead. I do like to cook it other ways, but this is kind of my go-to recipe. So it's nice and easy, and here we go. Let's get started. Alright, so what I've got here is a steelhead fillet, and I've already gone through and removed the ribs and the membrane there. I've also trimmed off the belly fat, and when I get the skin off here in a minute, I'm going to take off the dark meat that's in between the meat and the skin. The reason being is, I guess toxins were stored in the belly fat here and the dark meat there, so I'm going to remove those before I cook it. So we'll get started here. If you look closely, you can see where the meat and the skin are separated right here. I'm going to start my knife in there and then work it almost flat and remove the skin in its entirety. And try and get the blade in there flat. If you notice too, I've got a paper towel, and I'll show you why I use the paper towel when I fillet these here in just a minute as well. Alright, so once you're all the way through here and the skin's removed, now I've got all the skin with the slime and the scales on the paper towel. Now I can just remove this, and I have a nice clean dry workspace to complete my work on. So notice, here's the dark meat I was talking about, and this is what I'm going to trim off. And if you look closely, the end of the fillet, it's got a little bit of a notch here. So I'm going to start out shallow on the edges and then cut in on both sides deeper in the center here, and remove as much of the dark meat as possible. Keep your knife blade flat. You just kind of work it in there, down towards the center, and then get that V in there. Switch it over. It should pretty much come right out here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but get most of it out of there if you can. There's a scale there, so we can just remove that. Alright, so now if you'll notice, we've got a notch here that we trimmed out from taking out the dark meat. We've also got a line here, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut right along that all the way through. Set this piece aside here, and now if you look, this row of bones right here sticks up a little bit, and these come down at an angle, and you'll see them sticking out right here. What I want to do is I want to cut this piece in half as well, and I'm going to cut it actually to quarters. The bones here run at an angle, so I'm going to try and gauge it just a little back from half, so when I come down it's a little closer to halfway and into two equal pieces. Like so. Now with that row of bones there, I'm going to come about halfway through here. I'm just going to butterfly this piece. I'm not going to go all the way through, but I want to open it up there. Same thing with this other one. Trying not to cut those other bones if I can. It just cuts them into smaller pieces you got to pick out later. Alright, so now we've got our pieces segmented, and now we're going to prep the pan and get that ready. Alright, so I've just got a little cooking spray here. I'm just going to give this a small, quick little coating here. Nothing major, just real light. And what I want to do now is I'm going to add my pieces in here. This is a small fillet piece that I've cut up, so it really doesn't take a lot of room. If I wanted to do a bigger fillet, then of course I would use a bigger dish. I'm just going to lay those in there like so. Alright, so now I'm going to add lemon juice, and if you don't have an actual lemon, you can always use just a store-bought lemon juice. I think the actual lemon tastes better, and I've got it, so that's what I'm going to go with today. So it doesn't take a lot, so I'm just going to put this there. I'm just going to take a couple of wedges out of it. Should only need maybe 2, but I've got more if I need it. Alright, now I'm going to give the pieces of meat just a quick little drizzle here of the lemon juice. And the reason I'm doing the lemon juice first is because I want to coat the meat with the juice and then add my seasonings so it sticks to it. If I add my seasonings first and then run the juice on there, I'll wash the seasonings off, so I don't want to do that. Alright, next I'm going to give a light little sprinkle of some garlic salt. I don't want to go too heavy. Just a nice light little coating there. That's all that is. And then after that, I'm going to crack some pepper over it. If you don't have pepper to crack, you can just use the regular fine ground. Just like so. Alright, and last but not least, I'm going to add some dill weed. I'm going to pull this little sprigs off of here. If you don't have fresh dill, that's alright. You can use just some dried dill weed as well. Here again, just like the lemon, I think the fresher stuff tastes better, and I've got it, so that's what I'm going to use. So all we're going to do now is just pull apart these little sprigs here, and just going to sprinkle it on there. Doesn't have to be real heavy, but we want to give a decent amount on there. Alright, so now we've got the dish ready to go. I'm going to cover it in foil here. And I'm doing this in the oven tonight, but I also like to do this in the on the barbecue. And the only difference is I'll make an aluminum boat, set my fish on there, prepare it, and then I like to wrap it and leave the top end open just a little bit so I can get a little bit of smoke flavor in there. That's another thing I like to do. Alright, so when we got started, I preheated the oven for 425 degrees and it's ready to go here. So we'll go ahead and slide this in. And I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. I might check it a minute or two ahead of that, but usually in the oven 15 minutes is pretty close on a thin fish like this. And if I was in the barbecue, I would probably start checking it around 12 minutes. Alright, so the timer went off. Let's see what we got. Alright, there we go. Alright. So what I'm looking for is the fish meat is turning color. When it was a brighter red and shiny, and now it's dull and it looks kind of a pale orange white, then I know the meat's cooked. And the reason why I cut these pieces up was so that they cook more evenly. If I had left these as one big backstrap or one whole piece together, then the bottom of my rib meat will cook way faster than my back pieces. This can be overdone and this can be underdone. So by cutting it up into pieces and opening up in the butterfly cuts, now I've got everything cooking way more evenly. So let's take a quick peek here. So we'll open this up. And that should flake. Yep, white all the way through. You definitely don't want to overcook these either. So we'll take a look at these ones. There we go. Right, like so. That's almost not quite done. I could probably get away with maybe a minute or two more, but letting it sit will also help it finish cooking just a little bit. So we'll leave that like so. Set this back on top. We'll let that sit for a minute or two. Alright, so here we go. Nice piece of baked steelhead. Now, for a full dinner, I might add a baked potato or maybe a little pasta and maybe a side salad or a steamed vegetable. And summertime, I like to do a cucumber salad. Nice taste right there. Alright, let's give this a whirl, see what we got here. Yep, that's why this is my go-to recipe. It's that good. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Try this recipe out, and as always, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.